Hey, Tom Hegna here. I get literally hundreds of emails with questions, and so I'm going to do a little Q&A session here of some of the questions that I get. The first one has to do with IRAs, and they say, what is better, a regular IRA or a Roth IRA? Well, 30 years ago, I would have said a regular IRA was better, right? Because you get to take a tax deduction, it grows tax deferred. When you retire, you're probably going to be in a lower tax bracket and you'll pay less taxes. It made perfect sense. Well, now our country's over $28 trillion, about $28 trillion in debt. We have over $200 trillion of unfunded obligations for Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, government pensions, military pensions. And we've just spent a whole bunch of money. We printed a bunch of money. They're going to have to raise taxes at some point, and they're going to have to raise them a lot. It's not a Republican or Democrat issue. It's really a math problem. So I believe taxes are going to go up significantly. So if that's true, like if your taxes in retirement are going to double, and for some of you, unfortunately, you're going to triple, I'm not as big a fan of the traditional IRA. I'm a much bigger fan of the Roth IRA. I believe these currently are some of the lowest tax rates you're going to see for the rest of your life. So it doesn't make sense to get a tax deduction now, defer those taxes so that when you retire, the taxes are much higher. That doesn't make any sense. So I have personally been converting my IRAs and 401ks to Roth IRAs, and I'd encourage you to consider that. People say, what about my RMD, my required minimum distribution? I don't want to take that money. Well, look, you saved that money for your retirement. Think about it. Why did you put money in your IRA and 401k? You were saving it for your retirement. Well, if you're in your 60s and 70s, guess what? You're in retirement. You're supposed to take that money out. Don't worry about the taxes. I have a strategy called RMD maximization. You can watch it on YouTube. It's free. It basically says that you should take your IRA or whatever you're going to do your RMD out of and put that into an income annuity. It's going to pay you a higher payout rate than what you would get from a normal RMD. And then some people say, yeah, but that means I got to pay more taxes. Well, they're giving you the money to pay the taxes. You're going to wind up with more money after taxes by doing it that way than if you didn't do it that way. So it's really not the taxes that matter. It's where can you get the most amount of money after taxes. So look, I believe IRAs and 401ks are great tools. Another question here that I got, can I roll my 401k into an annuity without a taxable event? The answer is yes. It would go into an IRA in the annuity, and then you could convert it to a Roth IRA. So you could literally take your taxable 401k, roll it into an IRA, no taxes due then, convert it to a Roth. You would have to pay tax to convert, but then you'll get tax-free income for the rest of your life. So those are just some of my thoughts on IRAs and 401ks, and I'll be doing more of these Q&A sessions, so stay tuned.